Hello, I'm Anne Kruger. Welcome to the program. Coming from the Gold Coast and the 15th Australian Cotton Conference. Recent soaking rain or not, many of the delegates here remain anxious about how much water they can count on into the future. The future of the Murray-Darling finally flicked across the election campaign radar, with the Prime Minister saying a Labor government will buy back water from irrigators in the Murray-Darling and not just cut their allocations to meet environmental targets. The coalition in turn promised it would strike a better balance between food production and environmental flows.
It's lovely to be here in South Australia.
Release of a new basin plan has been delayed until after the poll. But many farmers aren't waiting around to find out how much water there'll be. They're selling their water and getting out of irrigated agriculture.
On the banks of the Murray River near Swan Hill, the next generation of AFL wannabes battle it out.
Ted, yes, Ted.
It doesn't get much more country than country footy. Sport is social glue in a way that differs from city life.
I didn't know you were filming Crime Stoppers here today.
But the city's exactly where Jeremy Morton and his family could be heading.
I just can't see that we've got a future here with all the pressures from government policy and climate change. We always wanted to provide our children with the best opportunities, best education we possibly could. And, you know, look, 10 years ago, we were well on track to achieving our goals.
Mullameen proclaims itself the oldest town in the Riverina. It's also a small town and getting smaller. This is rice country. At least it was until the driest decade anyone can recall saw water allocations cut to the bone. Jeremy Morton's family connections here stretch back 150 years.
Yes, yeah, we've grown rice since 1949, continuously until 2005, when water allocations were too low to grow a crop.
And he won't be growing rice on these paddocks again if a deal to sell his water to the federal government goes through.
Once the water is sold, you won't have water for this area, so what can you do with it after that point?
Look, what we'll probably do is knock the banks down and sow a crop like lucerne.
For stock?
For stock.
Jeremy Morton is one of a group of farmers in the district who decided that irrigated farming just didn't stack up anymore, and that selling their water was the best thing they could do.
I just look at what's happening with government policy, basically, and it's driven by the people that live in the cities, the everyday punters of Australia, and they think that more water needs to be returned to the environment.
It's hard to overstate the dislocation the dry years of recent times have caused. In 2 of the last 4 years, there's been no water allocation.